Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are covering up the first chapter of microeconomics, and that's a part of class 11th. If you haven't started it yet, please do check the previous videos. The link for all those are there available in the description box, and please, if you like the videos, please do click on the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So now let's start up with the next topic. Again, that's related to the basics of microeconomics. So let's have a look what we are going to learn today. So here it is. Today we are going to learn about the PPC curve, which is also known as PPF. So the full form for this is Production Possibilities Curve of Frontier. So that's an important part of microeconomics of the first chapter. So PPC, what does it mean? So it is a curve which depicts all possible combinations of two goods. As it's a curve that has been made on a graph, it covers two goods, all possible combinations in which they can be made, which an economy can produce with available technology and full utilization of resources. So this PPC we study with four assumptions. There are four assumptions, and the assumptions are that there are only two goods in the economy. That's the first assumption, just two goods in the economy. Second thing, the technology is constant. It is not changing every now and then it does not change. So it is constant. The resources are fixed. This is the third assumption. I told you the PPC is studied under four basic assumptions. First one, just two goods in the economy. Second, the technology is constant. Third, the resources are fixed. Now, the last one is that the resources that we have, they are being used effectively and efficiently. So all the resources that we have in the economy, they are getting used effectively and efficiently. So that is what is PPC. It's a curve that shows out all the possible combination in which two goods can be produced using all the resources that the economy has and using the technology at its best. Now let us look how does a PPC curve looks like. So this is how a PPC curve looks like. You can see it has got two goods. On the y-axis it has got military goods, and on the x-axis it has got the consumer goods, as it was an assumption that the economy has just two goods. So it is following out that. Now here the curve AB shows us the production possibility curve, right? Any point that comes below this curve, as you can see here, it has been marked as inefficient. Why so? Because obviously if it is not on the possibility curve, that's the PPC, that means the resources are being used in a wasteful manner and they're not being used at the optimum way, which should be done so that the resources, as we know, they are scarce, so that they are being used at their topmost level. So here when it is below the PPC line, below the PPC curve, that means the resources are being used in a wasteful way, right? And when they are just on the line, that means they are being used in the 100% optimum utilization is done of these goods, and that means there is efficient production of the resources that's there in the economy using the technology that's available. So the points that are there on the curve AB, that shows us efficient production is being done in the economy. And any point that is outside the PPC curve, you can see a point is given outside the curve, right, on the right hand side. So that is an unattainable point that cannot be achieved because the economy does not have that many resources, right? As I told you that the PPC tells us the maximum possibilities in which these two resources can be used. So obviously AB is the curve which is showing us the maximum possibility of the resources that can be used. So any point that is outside AB is unattainable. the goods in that quantity cannot be produced because first thing, the resources are not there. Second thing, obviously the technology is also not there so that the goods can be produced in that quantity. Now, as we are discussing about PPC, it has got two properties as well. As you can see here, the curve, it is sloping downwards from left to right. On the left side, it's on the top, and on the right side, it's at the bottom, right? It is sloping downward. There's a reason why it is so. Because there is scarcity of resources. If we want to produce more of something, we have to produce less of the other thing. If we are producing more consumer goods, obviously the resources, as we told that in the assumption that the resources are fixed. So if you are producing more of consumer goods, it is very much sure that you will be having less and less resources to produce the military goods, right? So that's the reason that it is always downward sloping. Next property is that it is always concave to the point of origin. You can see it here, it is in the concave position, not in the convex position. It is in the concave position, and that is also because of a reason, and the reason behind is the opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is, obviously when we get something, obviously we must be sacrificing something at the same moment, right? If we are, let's take an example, if I'm going for shopping and I've got an option of choosing two dresses, one is of red color and the other one is of blue, and I choose the blue one. So obviously I am sacrificing the red dress, and that's the opportunity cost. There is always a cost of having a little more of one good in terms of the amount of the other good that we need to forego, right? So that is we term as an opportunity cost. So if you want more of consumer goods, you have to get less and less of military goods, and that's the opportunity cost here. That's the reason why it is concave to the point of origin. Now let us look at the next slide. So here you can see I would like to tell you that the PPC, it can change just because of two things. If there is a change in resources, it can be due to anything. It can be a discovery of a new metal, or there is some improvement in the quality. So the second thing is if there is change in the technology. If there is advancement in the technology, there is obviously a chance that more of that good is produced in lesser time. So just because of these two reasons, change in resources and change in technology, the things can be produced more or less in the quantity. As you can see here, due to increase in resources, so these two goods, earlier they were produced on the curve A. Now there is a parallel shift and it has shifted to curve B as the resources increased. So there is a parallel shift here, but it is not obviously compulsory to have a parallel shift. It can be a rotational shift as well. Let us have a look here. So here you can see that due to the technological advancement in the manufacturing sector, now more of goods can be produced there. More of manufacturing goods can be produced, but the agricultural goods, they remain on the same place, right? So this is the rotational shift here. Due to the change in the resources of manufacturing good, due to technology changes, whatever may the reason be, but this is not happening there in the agricultural goods. So that remains on the same place, and just the manufacturing goods, they are shifting towards the right. So these are just two changes which can affect a PPC. First thing, change in resources. Second thing, change in technology. And it's not compulsory that PPC will always move in a parallel direction. Like both the goods, they will be increasing their production, or both of them, they will have some technological advancement. It is not compulsory. It can be a parallel shift. It can be a rotational shift as well. So that's it guys for today's video. Let's meet up in the next one. Bye bye. Thanks for watching the video.